little bit. I'm going to do a whole workshop on this, but I just want to just see. I'm going to ask you some questions. See if you know where things are in your pelvis tonight. We'll just see, yeah? A bit of fun at the beginning. So for tonight's class, you're going to need a little ball, a ball, or a cushion. A little ball or an orange, and a long foam roller or a long towel. So you can choose. So it can either be a long rolled up beach towel, and you've got time to go and get it. We're not starting quite yet, so so you've got time. So we're either going to have one of these, a little ball, and a cushion or a Pilates ball. My things. If you don't have one of these, it's a long beach towel rolled up, or a pool noodle if you've got one kicking about. They work quite well as well. And I'll just let you all get organised before we start. And I've started early again, so I'm going to say it like 20 times. Okay, these are the things you're going to need for tonight. These things. And in tonight's class, we're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to have lots of fun anyway, because release classes are lots of fun. There's going to be the option to do apnea breaths if you want as we go, but you also can just not do apnea breaths tonight and just focus on your breathing and focus on the releases that we're getting in our bodies and your awareness of your body. Where we put awareness, I'll just put this on mute. Where we put awareness is where our attention goes and where our healing goes as well. So if we're aware of where we feel tension or where we feel issues in our body, then we know what to start working with. Cool. So that's the idea behind all of this, and also because we're all quite tense because we've got so much tension in our lives. Okay, so these things. I'm going to put them down now because we're not going to need them for a little bit of time, but we're going to come back to them in a minute. And I'm going to angle my camera. I don't know. I don't know what I'm up to. Right. Okay, I think I want you to see my feet and hands. Move back a bit. Okay, so let's get started. So the very first thing this evening is, as we do on every release class, is we're going to bring a bit of awareness to our bodies. And for tonight's session, I'd like you to notice what areas of your body you feel tension in, but I'd also like you to notice what areas of your body feel comfortable. So we're looking for comfort and tension. So the two extremes almost. And we're going to spend a minute doing this, and we're just going to do no time traveling. We're just going to bring in awareness internally. So I'm going to get you all to just come to a standing position. You can. Perfect. And we are going to start. Before we start, you can do this with your eyes closed or your eyes open. So it's up to you. So let's begin now. Tension and comfort. No time traveling. And open your eyes. Okay, so I didn't manage to not time travel. I kept thinking, how long have we got to go? What's going on? But I did notice where there was tension in my body a little bit, but I wasn't able to stay here the whole time in my space. So if you were able not to time travel at all and absolutely not really stay in your body, thumbs up. Yay, some of you. If you had a little bit of a trip kind of places, and if you totally not really time traveled like I did, thumbs down. There's a few of us tonight. So I did notice where there was tension and where there was comfort in my body. And weirdly, I've got a very comfortable lower back, which isn't always a thing with me. So I'm pretty happy about that. So just remembering what that's like, because we're going to revisit at the end. Okay, so we're going to do a bit of a pelvic dance, and we're going to get some movement into our pelvis. But before we do, and before we start moving it, and I start talking about hips and all this sort of thing, I'd like you all to take your fingers, and I'd like you to point to your hips. Hips. Okay, interesting. Okay, shake that off. Let's talk about what your hips really are. So, this bit that you were all pointing to, or most of you are pointing to, this bit here at the top here, is the wings of your pelvis. If I show you, you were all pointing to here. Okay, your hips are in these bits here. Yeah, so the way to find our hips is that, isn't it? It's quite funny. So this is your hip here. This is where your hip goes in. Your bone goes in here. This is your hip. And you can see how close it is to your pubic bone, your pubic symphysis. So that's that bit you can feel there, the kind of bit with a wibbly bit in the middle, which has got your pubic symphysis here. So let's find it before we do anything else. So we know what we're balancing on, because this is where our legs come to, yeah, our hips. So we're going to just take a little bend, just bend your knees a little bit, and you can feel a crease here. And then halfway along that crease, between where your pubic bone is and that bone most of you were pointing to, is your hips. Okay, so now if you straighten up and then bend down, that's you moving from your hip bone now. So when I talk to you about the psoas exercise, you know, where I ask you to open your leg from your hip, this is where we're opening it from. It's totally interesting, isn't it? How totally like, yeah, so we're not opening it from up here, because that's your ASAS bone. We're opening it from in here. Cool. That was quite interesting, eh? So I've got another question for you. I've kind of given it away a bit. So I would love you to be able to point to where your sacrum bone is. Cool. Some of you got it. Some of you are like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about, Abby. So your pelvis is quite cool, because it's really important that we know how our pelvis moves. So it's got different bones. So this bone is one bone, and it's called an innominate bone. And this bone is the other bone on the other side, the other half, and it's called an innominate bone. And it's got a top, which is that one you're pointing to for your hips, which is called your anterior sacroiliac spine, which is a pretty cool word, eh? They just call it an ASIS. And down the bottom of the same bone is your sit bone. So this is your sitting bone. So this bone is the same bone. The bone here and the bone here are the same bone. Then if I turn this round, whoosh, so it's behind us, at the back we have something called the posterior iliac crest. So this is the anterior, front one. This is the back one. And just in front of that, or just behind that in here, is your sacrum. And they think that it's a mistranslation, that it should have been called your sacral bone or your sacred bone. So this bone at the back is the bone that can be quite flexible. And especially when you're having a child and having babies, this bone kind of moves out of the way. So it does something, it does this kind of movement and moves out of the way to help you birth your babies. And at the very bottom of that, we've got your tail or your coccyx. And this one is the one that can get damaged when you're having babies, or you fall skiing, or off the bonnet of a car or something, you know, when you're running across it as a teenager, that kind of thing. Okay, so that gives us an idea about the bones in our body. Cool. So let's get on with our pelvic dance. So we're going to move those bones. So we know that each bone, this is not one big bone. We've got different bones that can move in different directions. So let's start by bending our knees a little. And we're going to start by thinking about our pelvis as if it's a bowl of water. So this is our bowl of water. And as we inhale, we are going to tilt our bowl of water forwards. And as we exhale, we're going to tilt it backwards. So we're going to inhale forwards. So it's like we're sloshing our water about. Exhale back. And let's just breathe normally, actually. And let's just give it a good slosh about. So we're going to move it a little bit quicker. Tilting it forwards, tilting our bowl of water back. Tilting it forwards, tilting it back. So you can hold your bowl here, so you can feel it. And we're going to tilt our bowl forwards and tilt it back. And just take a moment to really think about your pelvis as a big bowl. It's not got soup in it. It's got nice nourishing water, unless you want it to have soup in it. Okay, forwards and backwards. Excellent. So this is one of the movements it can make. And now we're just going to slide it from one side to the other. Good. And you can think about your water sloshing about in the bowl again. I quite like thinking about it like it's a mad sun that runs along the horizon and runs back the other way. Or you can think about it like a skateboard sliding along the street. Whichever idea, or maybe you have a better one, you use a better one. So have a little think about what it feels like. And then we're going to come back to the center. Now we're going to take our bowl of water. Remember, we've got two separate bones on either side. We're going to lift one of the bones up, so we're tipping our bowl of water. So we're doing this with it. We're tipping up, and then up, and up. So the more movement we can get in our pelvis, the better it is for our pelvic floor. So if we're holding it too tight and too tense, it's not been great for us. So you can also think that you've got a bit of string on either side, and one string is pulling up towards your armpit, the other string is pulling up, pulling it up, pulling up, pulling up, pulling up. Great. So the next thing that our pelvis does, which is super amazing, because chimpanzees don't do this. So the thing that we do as a human is our pelvis can rotate a bit. Chimpanzees have really static pelvises. So their static pelvis, they have to move their whole body, which would be a bit rubbish for us. So with our lovely movable pelvis, we're going to move it forwards. So we're going to put our toes this way, but we're going to take our arms the opposite way. And then we're going to take it back, arms the other way. Arms, arms. We're doing a little dance, a twisty dance. Get our rib cage moving, pelvis moving, everything moving. Great. Let's do another one on this side. And then come back. And let's do the other side. Same thing. Foot goes one way, arms go the other. Look at the coordination. It's so good for your brain. Yeah, some cool dancing going on here. You just enjoy it. And then come back to the start. Now, this is an old favorite. We're going to imagine our coccyx like a laser beam or a pencil. And we're going to draw a big figure of 8. The biggest figure of 8 you can manage for your pelvis. And I'd like you to really visualize that coccyx. Remember that tailbone pointing down towards the floor. And I'd like you to really move this from your pelvis. Make sure it's, your shoulders will join in, but make sure it's not your shoulders doing the movement. Make sure it's your pelvis. I quite like thinking like a Jedi Knight laser at the moment. That's what I'm thinking about. And then the other way. I am really getting into that at the moment. And then go the other direction if you haven't already. Really feeling that pelvis move. Okay. And then come back to start. Give it a shake off. And just take a moment. We're not going to take a full minute, but just take a moment to notice your body. Remember where you had your tension patterns. And just see if there's been any change. Just by doing that little pelvic dance. Why is it important that we can use our pelvis? Because we're going to go into this much more detail in a future workshop. But why is it so important? I want you to take a moment and I would like you to put your hands on your pelvis. And I'd like you to try and take a step forward without moving it. Without moving it. There's no sliding it forwards. If you think that you're managing to move your foot without moving your pelvis, then you're really, really cheating yourself. So there is no way that we can actually walk or take a step without moving our pelvis, either one way or the other way, because we always have to weight shift and weight bear. So just being aware of that every time you take a step, you are doing some movement into your pelvis. So going for a walk is great for your pelvic floor. Okay, so let's get on with the rest of today's session. So we're going to take a moment and we're just going to look over one shoulder. So just looking over your shoulder. And take it in this moment, I'd like you to just notice how far around your vision is taking you. And then roll around the other way. And then roll back again. And then roll around the other way. Great. And then we're going to come back to the front. Now you all think I'm going to do the tongue, but I'm not today. So we're going to take our head and we're going to look round. And then I'd like you to use your eyes And try and use your eyes to look a little bit further, and just see how much further you can see around by using your eyes. And then come back down to the front and look over the other shoulder. And again, just take a moment to see if you can use your eyes to look a little bit further. And then coming back to the start. Now we're going to use a little bit of imagery. So we're going to do our neck sponging, but this time when we sponge the back of our neck, and we're going to hold it. So we're holding the back of our neck, for those who haven't done it before, we're holding the back of our neck with our hand and we're squeezing the muscles at the back of our neck and then letting it go. But for tonight's session, what I'd like you to do, and you can think about your own image in a moment, I'm going to give you an image to start with. As you nod your head forwards, I'd like you to squeeze the back of your neck. And as you bring your head back up, I'd like you to release all that water as if it's clean, fresh water down your spine. So you're going to squeeze all the stress and tension up as you nod forwards, and then you're going to release it as clean water down your spine as you come up, like a waterfall. Now, if you have a nicer image you want to use, like ice cream or something, then you can. But we're going to do about 5 of these. So squeezing the tension up, and then releasing the water down your back. And squeezing it up, and then releasing. And really try and visualize it. Squeezing it up, and you can move your hand about, it doesn't have to stay in the same spot. And then release it down your spine. Let's do another 2. Squeezing, and then releasing. And one more. Squeezing, and then releasing. Brilliant. Take a moment to just have your hands by your side again and just notice if your posture's changed, if your tension patterns have changed. Perfect. So now we're going to roll our shoulders. Excellent. And as you roll your shoulders, I'd like you to just take a moment to notice how it feels. And if you're saying things in your head like, my shoulders feel stiff, I'd like you to change your self-talk. I would like you to think about words that you can use to make it feel nicer. So, I like well-oiled. I quite like juicy at the moment as well. But you think about words that might work for you. These kind of word things are quite personal. And then go the other way. Same thing, notice first what your brain wants to say, and then reframe it. Perfect. Okay. And we're going to do another 2 and 1. Perfect. Okay, take a moment again just to notice how you're feeling. Now you've done that nice self-talk about your shoulders. I mean, you could do this at any point in the day. And then we're going to take our hands around our rib cage. And we're going to do a dance for our rib cage. So we're going to start by pushing our rib cage forwards and pulling our rib cage back. Pushing forwards, pulling back. And we're really trying to do it with our ribs. So pushing them and pushing them. Pushing them and pushing them. Pushing them and pushing them. Remember, there are 9 joints in your ribs, each rib. This should feel really easy. It's taken me ages to make it feel easy. And then come back to the center. And now we're going to push it along our landscape, side to side. Push, 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 push. And your hips might follow, like little snake hips. It's our ribs that are determining the movement. Push, push. Good, excellent. Now we're going to take a little bit on a diagonal, diagonal, diagonal back, diagonal, diagonal back. Nice. And the other diagonal, diagonal, diagonal back, diagonal, diagonal back. One more, back to the center. Notice if anything started to pinch in on any of those positions. And then we're going to do a big circle all the way around the top of our pelvis. We're just going to do 3 rotations one way, and then 3 rotations back the other way. Perfect. Really get that rib cage moving. Okay, so now take a moment to notice your body again, and not for long, just a little bit. Now our jaw. I would like you to take a moment to notice what your jaw feels like right now. To time. So our jaw is one of our suspension bones. It's suspended from our head. So I'd like you to just drop your jaw down And I'd like you to use your hand to manually move it. So we're not going to use any muscles. Get really relaxed. We're just going to use our hands to push it. Just hanging. It's nice to be a wee bit of silence from me, eh? Can't talk while I'm doing that. If you find that you're engaging your muscles, take a moment, drop your tongue to the bottom of your mouth as well, along with your jaw. And now do it. Mine gets really clunky when I do that. So, now take a moment to notice your jaw. Notice if it feels any nice and warmer. Again, you can do lots of things with your jaw. You can relax it and then jot it forward. And jot it back. Jot it to the side. Jot it to the other side. Jot it forward. Jot it back. This is all very good for your neck as well. So if you're worried about your neck, it's quite a nice thing to do for your neck too. Okay. So just a by the way. Okay, and that's last thing for our face is pulling our ears away from our face. Then we're going to move down to the floor. So pull it, feet and then down to the floor. So pulling your ears away from your head, and you go all the way from the bottom, all the way up to the sides. And then about getting to the floor. Cool. Okay, let's bypass feet today because I really want us to get to the floor and do the ones on the floor. So we're going to come down onto the floor and we're going to take our long roller, type 1, and we're going to place it on the floor in the lengthways. So we're going to lie on it with your bum at one end and your head at the other end. I'm just going to angle the camera down a bit so you can see me a bit more clearly. Just a bit. That's better. Okay. Okay, so we're going to lie on it and we're going to take some time to just breathe. So we've got this all the way along our spine, from our sacrum all the way up to the crown of our head. And it's been a while since we've done this one, so just take a moment to adjust yourself and find yourself here. Okay, when you get here, I'd like you just to rock your pelvis backwards and forwards till you find your kind of nice neutral. So we don't want to hold anything too tight, but just find your neutral here. And then we're going to find the back of your rib cage on the roller and the back of your head so that you're gazing directly up towards the ceiling or as near to as you can do. Perfect. Then we're going to do 3 nice slow breaths and an apnea, or 4 breaths if you want to bypass the apneas tonight. So I'd like you to feel like you're breathing into the towel or into the foam roller. So 3 breaths or 4. Take your time with your breathing. Let's do 4 and 8 and I'll count you so we're all together. Ready to inhale. In, 2, 3, 4. Out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4. Out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4. Out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Option to perform an apnea, or option to do another nice slow breath in and out. You can pick which one you want to do. And when you're ready to inhale, you're just going to inhale here and exhale, release. So this time we're going to tilt our pelvis forwards and backwards. So as we inhale, remember our bowl of water, it's like our bowl of water. As we inhale, we're going to tilt our bowl of water forwards, and as we exhale, we're going to tilt it backwards. And what we're doing here is we're getting an extra little massage of that sacrum joint that I showed you. So whenever we're ready, let's begin. Inhaling, rocking forwards. Let's go for it. In, 2, 3, 4. Back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4. Back. 7, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4. Neutral. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose. Pause. Slowly widening your ribs or taking another breath for as long as is comfortable for you. If you're finding, Annabelle, if you're finding it too much doing this lying down, you can do it in a sitting position. So you can put a towel along a chair and do the same rocking on a sitting position with a towel between your butt cheeks. Yeah? Don't come to sitting if it's sore, lying if it's sore. Okay, so we're going to repeat that again, but this time as we do it, we're going to use our arms. So our arms are up towards the ceiling, palms facing forward in towards each other. As we inhale, we're going to tilt our pelvis forwards and open our arms out to the sides. As we exhale, we're going to tilt our pelvis back and bring our hands back to neutral. Okay. And if you're sitting on the towel on a chair, you can do the same thing with your arms. So as you tilt forwards on the chair, you can open your arms to the side. So ready to inhale and tilt and open. In, 2, 3, 4. Back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tilt forwards. 2, 3, 4. Tuck. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tilt forwards. 2, 3, 4. Neutral. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose. Pause. Widen your ribs or repeat the exercise again. And if you're widening your ribs, opening your hands to the side for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling here. Okay, from here, we're going to roll off the foam roller and just take a moment to notice how our spine feels now. And if you weren't on the foam roller and you were just on the floor, you can just notice again just how your body feels after that tilting. If you're on the chair, just stay on the chair just now, because the next exercise you can also do on the chair. I'll just describe it to you in a minute. So for everybody else, apart from those in the chair, we're going to take our long roller, whatever it is, and we're going to place it underneath our sacrum so that our back of our sacrum, so the back of our pelvis, is on the roller. And you can comfortably lift one leg up and the other leg up. Now, if you're on a chair, you're going to put it underneath your butt cheek. So lining one butt cheek to the other butt cheek. So you're turning the towel around. Okay. Okay, so if you're on the chair, you are going to be doing a nice pelvic, you're going to tilt your pelvis from one side to the other side. And you're just going to do a nice rock from one sit bone to the other sit bone. And then you're going to do a little pelvic clock over the top. So you can do that just in your own time because there's a little bit of different cueing. Everybody else, you're going to relax your shins in towards your thighs. And I'd like you to do a little bit of a posterior tilt. So you're tilting your bowl back a little bit here. Your rib cage is sinking towards the floor. Your knees together and your feet are together. We're going to tilt the pelvis over to one side, keeping our knees and feet together. So we're getting into that kind of the back of the sacrum area, near where our sacrum meets our pelvis. And then we've got our pencil. We've got a pencil between our knees. We're squeezing the pencil between our knees, and we're going to do nice little circles with a pencil. So like we're drawing a pencil above us, circle. And we're going to do circles, 5 circles one way, and then 5 circles back the other way. Great. And just take your time with this, just notice how your body feels. And then with the leg that's in the center, we're going to hold that one still as we do 5 little circles with the bottom leg. And 5 circles back the way, the opposite direction. Good, so this is us moving from our hips, yeah? And then we're going to put both our knees together and we're going to go for a little march. Marchy, marchy. Great. And then we're going to keep our knees together and just take a nice breath here, just allowing the weight of our body to sink into the mat or the foam roller. You can think about like melted toffee going around an apple. It's coming up to Halloween, eh? And then we're going to swap over to the other side. Knees together still. And we're going to do circles in the sky with that side. So 5 circles with our legs together. And 5 circles back the other way. Good. And so less circles, Annabelle, and more thinking about a pelvic clock on top of it. So rolling around the top of the towel. Then keeping the leg in the center still. We're going to do circles with the bottom leg. Perfect. And then circles back the other way. Nice. And then both legs together, we're going for a little march. Marchy march. And we do about 10 of these. And then we stop. And we just breathe. And allow our pelvis or our sit bones, whatever we're touching the thing with, to just melt. And then we bring it back to the center. We place one foot on the floor, the other foot on the floor, and we take it away. And just notice your spine again, or your sit bones. Now, we're going to show you the next one. We're going to take the ball, and I'm going to show you it in sitting as well. So let's all come to sitting, actually. We'll do it in sitting first for our pelvic floor. And then we can come to supine and do it in supine as well. So you're going to come to a sitting position. Now you can be comfortable, so grab a block if you need one or a cushion if you need one to sit on. I'd like you to be aware of your sit bones and your pelvic floor. So if you're not happy sitting cross-legged, don't sit cross-legged, but you do want to be aware of your pelvic floor. So you can have your legs out in front of you, that feels more comfortable. It doesn't have to be a hypopressive pose, as long as you can really feel your sitting bones underneath you. So you can put your hands underneath you and feel where they are. If cross-legged is comfortable for you, use cross-legged as well. I'm just going to show it this way because quite often people say, oh, I can't sit cross-legged, so I can't do that exercise. And I'm a bit like, no. So I'll just show it this way as well. Yeah. So we're going to take our ball or a cushion and hold it in our hands. And if you don't have a ball or a cushion, you can use your hands and pretend you've got a magnet here or a ball of fire. Ball of fire is quite nice. Yeah, a magnetic ball of fire. So when we are inhaling and releasing the ball, the magnetic ball of fire is going to get bigger. And when we are squeezing the ball, the magnetic ball of fire is going to squeeze smaller. And as we do this, we're going to be thinking about our rib cage widening and our pelvic floor widening at the same time. So holding your ball or your magnet of power, whichever one we're using, we're going to inhale. So if you're holding the ball, you're going to inhale, release the ball, and exhale, squeeze it. Okay, I'll shut up now. Let's do it. So ready to inhale. In, 2, 3, 4. Squeeze. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4. Squeeze. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4. Squeeze. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose. Pause. Widen your ribs. Got that little bit of constant pressure as you widen. And if you want to just breathe, just take another breath whenever I say apnea. No? And then release. Great. So let's do that again so you know what you're doing. Now we know what I'm doing. And this time I'd really like you to focus on the pelvic floor. As we release the ball, I'd like you to think about the pelvic floor or your ball of power being your pelvic floor. So as you inhale and release the ball, you're releasing your pelvic floor. And as you exhale and squeeze the ball, your pelvic floor is drawing back into the center. But we're not squeezing it so tight that we're milking it. We're just doing it nice and gently, yeah? Okay. That was a total Scottish word, apologies. Okay, so ready to inhale here. Release. 2, 3, 4. Draw in. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. 2, 3, 4. Press. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. 2, 3, 4. Press. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose. Pause. Widen your ribs or take another breath if you're just breathing. And just be aware now, your pelvic floor is in a resting position and now it should be starting to feel like it's a little bit lifted by the organs. Sometimes you won't feel it, but quite often with the bowl, you feel it more than without the bowl. So from there, the ones who are have to stay sitting are going to keep doing that exercise, while the rest of us roll down safely towards the floor into a semi-supine position. We take our beautiful bowl and we place it between our knees. Bye, Marion. Enjoy your course. So, bowl between your knees. She's going to give me like time frames. Excellent. Okay, so our legs will be reasonably hip distance apart, depending on what size your bowl is or what you've got. If you don't have a bowl or anything to put between your knees, then what I'd like you to do is this. So I'm going to give you an alternative. So if you don't have anything to put between your knees, or what you're going to do is this. Well, just cut that. So we're going to inhale, and as you inhale, you're going to widen your knees towards the side. As you exhale, you're going to draw your knees back to neutral. And what I'd like you to think about as you widen, as you widen, I'd like you to think about somebody holding the sides of your thighs. And as you close, I'd like you to think about somebody trying to stop you from closing your thighs. So we still get that little bit of active engagement that we're looking for. Okay, otherwise with the bowl, as you inhale, you're going to loosen your grip on the bowl without dropping it. And you exhale, you're going to gently squeeze your legs back to neutral. All good? Hands can be any way you like them to be. If you want them down, you can have them up if you want a little bit more active engagement of your rib cage, or you can have them down or on your ribs or anywhere you want. Okay, let's go for it. Ready to inhale and release. In, 2, 3, 4. Squeeze. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4. Squeeze. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4. Squeeze. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose. Pause. Widen your ribs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale here and exhale, release. So if you're sitting on a chair, you can put the cushion between your knees and do the same thing. So release and squeeze. Okay, let's do it one more time in this position. So ready to inhale and release. In, 2, 3, 4. Squeeze. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4. Squeeze. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4. Squeeze. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose. Pause. Widen your ribs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale here. Exhale, take your ball away. Now, if you're sitting on a chair, you're just going to move your legs from side to side. If you're just rolling back to it, you still must be on a slant. So if not, you can take your legs as wide as your mat or as wide, just wider than your shoulders. And we're just going to allow our legs to come down one side to the other. So we're getting internal rotation at the hip and external rotation at the hip. And this just helps to release any tension that we might have built up by squeezing, although hopefully we didn't get any tension. Just side to side. Good, nice and relaxed. And these are like windscreen wipers, so you can go slowly, or if it's a bit more rainy, you might want to go a bit faster, if it feels nice for your back and your spine. But you might want to just continue just having a nice slow wipe. Good. And then rolling onto your side, coming up to standing. Because I'm going to retest what you felt at the beginning. I might for once finish on time, which is quite bizarre for me. So, take your time to come up to standing. And when you get here, We're just going to have a minute again with no time traveling, and just notice if we've noticed any change from the start. Just going to wait till everybody's nice and ready. Okay, so we're starting our minute now. And opening in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so hopefully you've released some tension in your